Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Well, hello and a very good morning to you. Welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for being here with me. I am glad we're here again together for another amazing story. Welcome, and as always, please let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. Yes, indeed, a beautiful lineup that we have this week, and of course, we continue to create spaces that are welcoming for all. Thank you so much for joining in, and glad you're here with me, indeed, here on Story Time. Welcome. Happy Tuesday to you and your loved ones wherever you're joining us from today, whether you're joining us live right now or indeed you're joining us later on for the recordings. We do send love to you and indeed well wishes. Thank you so much for joining us on Story Time. Another great story awaits, and today we meet our neighbors. This one coming to you from Kasya Denisevich, and this one we're reading with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Welcome to Story Time, and get ready for a wonderful story. Get ready for a beautiful treat. Neighbors by Kasya Denisevich, coming up very, very shortly. Thank you so much for joining in. Please remember to send us your recommendations, to send us all those amazing books that you know out there. And you know what? Many times when people have sent recommendations, I have not heard of them yet. So it is always adding on to what we know and indeed working to bring here to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that you are well. I hope that you're ready to enjoy a wonderful story indeed. And I hope that, there's been places that were hot, the weather will seem to be cooling down a little bit, although we'll be hitting our own kind of mini heat wave out here in Oakland and the surrounding areas. So please, as you're going out, if you're in this area, please make sure to take care of yourself. Remember, if you can, carry that umbrella, carry that sunscreen, keep reapplying. As we know, as the day goes, we need to add a little bit more layer. So please do that. And of course, hydrate. Remember that. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time, and welcome. And you know what? Tell your neighbors to take care of themselves as well. Thank you for being here. Always a pleasure to be with you. Absolutely love it. Thank you. Let us see who is with us this morning, ready to enjoy a beautiful story, ready to enjoy our community together. Thank you for being here. All right, good morning to you. How are you doing today? Amanda, West, and of course Sarah and Nathan in rainy and gray Illinois. My goodness, can the weather change in Illinois? It's like one day one thing, next the other. I hope you're okay. Thank you so much for joining in today on Story Time. Always a pleasure seeing you here. Hugs to you, Amanda, West, Sarah, and Nathan out in rainy and gray Illinois. But you know what? Like always, you're the sunshine, you bring the sunshine, so that gray doesn't count. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time today. Absolutely appreciate you. Good morning to you, Auntie Pam, Pamela, Courtney, how are you doing today? As the school starts tomorrow, the kinfolk will be back. Woo! Yes, indeed. Looking forward to seeing Braylon and Chad, of course, back here with us. And in extension, always, please do say hello whenever you see Kibaya or indeed communicate. let them know that we miss them here on Story Time. Thank you so much for joining in. Looking forward to school starting, and of course, looking forward to all those questions, noticings, wonderings, and indeed the beautiful, beautiful laughter that those amazing people, kinfolk, bring to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it. And a big good morning to you one more time, Sarah and Nathan, coming to you from Pamela, Courtney. Yes, indeed, that's what Story Time is all about, bringing community together. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Absolutely appreciate you. Pamela, Courtney, spreading the positive vibes. Love it. Thank you so much. Good morning to you, Clara and Erin in beautiful Massachusetts. We spent all morning outside so far. Came in for snack and story time. Well, sit back, enjoy that snack. What are you having? And of course, a beautiful story that we have today for you. And this one is called Neighbors. It is coming to you from Kasya Denisevich, and we're reading it with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Get ready, get comfortable, get cozy. Our story will be starting very, very shortly. Thank you so much. Yes, grab your snacks and come in and enjoy story time. Neighbors, coming to you from Kasya Denisevich. Good morning to you, Soraya. How are you doing today? And Sharon Lungo. Soraya, so good to see you as always. Absolutely appreciate you. I'm glad you're here this morning. How is your school year going? Thank you so much for joining in, and absolutely love it. Thank you for being here on Story Time. Please get ready for our story for today. Get comfortable, get cozy. Follow Clara and Erin and get your snacks and get ready here for story time. Indeed, if you're having your breakfast, to enjoy it. Nothing goes down well in a little snack and story time. We'll be right back after this short break. Join me on the other side for our story for today. Thank you for being here.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lydia Yamaguchi. I'm one of the co-founders of Storytime with Mr. Lamata way back in 2020. And I am so glad that you are here to enjoy this story today. We love being able to bring these stories to people all over the world. And we hope that you share this with someone that you love too. Before I go, I want to remind you to drink some water today, move your body in a way that feels good, be kind to yourself, and be kind to someone else too. Again, thank you so much for being here. We love it, and enjoy this story. Thanks again.
Welcome back. Thank you, Lydia. Indeed. Take care of a neighbor. Think of a neighbor. Be kind to yourself. Yes, indeed. That is very important. Let's not forget that. Be kind to yourself. It's so easy to just kind of put yourself down. But remember to be kind to yourself, and then, others too. Be kind to others, but that will come easier as we're kind to ourselves. And if we're feeling good, then it's easy to spread those good vibes. Thank you so much, Lydia Yamaguchi, reminding us to hydrate. Yes, and if you're around here in the Bay today, it is going to be hot, so please do take care of yourself out there. Neighbors, coming to you from Kasya Denisevich and Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Here we go. Oh. Well, I'll just put this here too. What does that remind you of when you see this end paper? What does it remind you of? I think for me, I don't know what it reminds you of, but for me, a soccer ball. It reminds me of a soccer ball for sure, or many soccer balls. I wonder what it reminds you. Please do type away. Oh, that snack. Oranges, pears, crackers, and cheese. Oh my goodness. You should be the Storytime caterers. You know that, right? You should be catering right here for Storytime as we're reading. That does sound delicious. Thank you for sharing and making me hungry. Neighbors, written and illustrated by Kasya Denisevich, and we're reading it with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Again, a big thank you to you, Chronicle Books, for allowing us to read these books here on Storytime. All right, here we go. I I know my new address by heart. Do you know your address by heart? Love it, Clara. I know my new address by heart. 3 Ponds Lane. What's your address? Please don't type it up. Just say it to yourself. I know my new address by heart. 3 Ponds Lane. What else? Is that a complete address? 3 Ponds Lane. There's a lot of detail in this picture, so I'll try to go a little bit slow so you can soak them in. Soak them up and enjoy. I know my new address by heart. 3 Ponds Lane. Building 2, apartment 12. Building 2, apartment 12. 3 Ponds Lane. Yes. And I finally have a room all to myself. I finally have a room all to myself. But if you stop to think about it, I have a room all to myself. But if you stop to think about it, and I mean really think about it, if you stop to think about it, my ceiling is someone's floor. It is indeed. Or is it? And my floor is someone's ceiling. Yeah. If you live in an apartment, maybe your apartment is like that. If you do. My ceiling is someone else's floor. And my floor is someone else's ceiling. But if you live in a house, remember there's a little ant that lives under your house. Your house is their ceiling. My ceiling is someone else's floor. And my floor is someone else's ceiling. Things to think about for sure. If I could stretch my hand through that wall, I could actually touch someone. And that someone is my neighbor. Yes, indeed. What are they doing right now? If I could stretch my hand through that wall, I could actually touch someone. And that someone is my new neighbor. I love this part. You see that cat there? Yes. Neighbors are really all around me. I wonder what they're doing right now. Are they going to bed? Just like me? Or are they waking up and listening to story time? Just like you? Neighbors are really all around me. I wonder what they're doing right now. Are they going to bed just like me? Or maybe are they eating snack just like you? Are they reading a book just like us? Yes, neighbors are all around us. Do they look like me? Or are they different in every way? Oh my goodness, look at those neighbors closely. Do they look like me? Or are they different in every way. What do you think? Are they at home? Yeah, are they at home? Did they go to work? Did they go to school? Did they go to the park? Are they running around outside? Are they home? Indeed. Ah. Do they even exist? Ooh, deep question. Or maybe my building is my only neighbor. What do you think? Do the neighbors even exist? Or maybe my building is my only neighbor. Huh. What if there is nothing at all beyond the walls of my room? What if there is nothing at all beyond the walls of my room? Just out there, one room floating in space. Do you ever wonder that? What if there's nothing at all beyond the walls of my room? How do you imagine your neighbor's house is set up? Yes. A little more on that picture. What do you notice in this picture? What do you wonder? Yeah. Did you notice the dog? Yes, me too. What else did you notice in that picture? Look at that beautiful night. That sky. That horizon. Oh my goodness. It is indeed beautiful. Well, today is the day I find out. Is there something beyond the walls of my bedroom? Beyond the walls of my room? Are there other people there? Or is the building my only neighbor? Well, today is the day to find out. Are you ready to find out with her? I bet. Well, let's find out together. All right. Oh, look at that door. It's ajar. It is partially open. Who could be in there? Who is my neighbor? I wonder who's in there. Oh, that's another person. As I'm looking at this picture again, I can't stop noticing the soccer balls on the floor. Oh, hello. How are you, friend? Now, what about my new classmates? I wonder what they are like. Yeah. And again, I just want to say, give encouragement to all those kids, all those adults that are moving into new jobs, new places, new communities. I hope that indeed you fit in seamlessly and your transition is as seamless as could be. I hope that you're welcome and you enjoy your new home. Now, what about my new classmates? I wonder what they are like. Yeah, me too. I wonder what they are like indeed. Oh, I wonder what my new classmates are like. Are you wondering too? And that is the end of our book. Join me on the other side of this short break.
Hi, my name's Christine Mitchell-Adams. I'm a mama and an artist, and I believe that books are a great way for children to have access to the arts on an everyday basis, which is why I believe that programs like Storytime with Mr. LaMotta are so important.
Thank you indeed, Kasya Mitchell-Adams, reminding us indeed of the importance of the arts. And I hope that every child out there gets to enjoy the arts in whatever form, wherever you're having school, whether at home, at school, or if it's an after-school program or whatever it is. I hope that indeed we do have access to this, whether it's reading, whether it's, crafts, and if it's painting, singing, dancing, whatever it is that you love. I hope that indeed there's space for it, and indeed there's means for you to get it, to have access to those. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you. Every time we're here, I just feel so fulfilled. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Really appreciate you, and I hope that you enjoyed this lovely book that we had today from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. This one is written and illustrated by Kasya Denisevich, and it is called Neighbors. Yes, indeed. This one I love because it acknowledges the fact that as we're moving into new spaces, new grades, all kinds of new areas we are navigating, there is a bit of anxiety, there is a bit of fear getting into that new space. How will I fit in, right? And so just thinking about that you're not the only one that feels like that, and it is okay to feel like that. It takes a minute, it takes a while for us to get into a groove, get into the new place a little faster for others. But remember too that yes, those fears will be there, that anxiety will be there, but talk to our friends, talk to our neighbors, and indeed, if you see someone new in your space, remember to say hello too. Give them a wave, give them a big hello so they know that they are welcome in your space. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it. Absolutely appreciate each and every minute that we spend here together. And I hope indeed that we'll see you again tomorrow for more Storytime when we are back. This time around, we're bringing back one of my favorites from Hannah Khan, and I'm sure it is one that you love too. And if you don't know it, well, we'll be introducing it to you. This one is called Like the Moon Loves the Sky. I love this one so much, by Hannah and Safa Khan. Please join us for this one and come and enjoy it. Like the Moon Loves the Sky. Another one coming to you from Chronicle Books of San Francisco, of Storytime. Of course, Chronicle Books have been of Storytime for so long. Maybe that's what we should be saying. Chronicle Books of Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in today. Absolutely appreciate you, and I hope indeed that you enjoyed this lovely book, Neighbors, coming to you from Kasya Denisevich and Chronicle Books of San Francisco. This has been Storytime, coming to you live from Oakland, California. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely appreciate you. Thank you indeed. I have more laughs in this place all day, and I just appreciate it so much. It's just so easy to be around all of you. Thank you for making Storytime what it is. Pamela Courtney, thank you indeed. I see you spreading the love in that chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, and looking forward, of course, to having Braylon and Chad back here with us on Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in. What a morning. Say hello there. Then phone died. Open laptop and it was updating. Joined YouTube and I wasn't logged into my account. Can we say weird morning? But I made it back to hear some of the story. Oh my goodness. Pamela Courtney, I appreciate your determination to be here with us on Storytime this morning. Your efforts will not go unnoticed. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining in. Pamela Courtney, very soon a Storytime t-shirt will be coming your way. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Oh my goodness. What a morning. Thank you indeed. Absolutely love it. Oh wow. Who is the illustrator of this book? The illustrations are amazing. What a great book. It is written and illustrated by Kasya Denisevich. And yeah, amazing indeed. It kind of reminds me, gives me the vibes of Sarah Jacobi. I feel like every time I look at this book, I always think, is it a Sarah Jacobi book? But no, this one is Kasya Denisevich. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Yes, indeed. Good guessing right there, Clara. Soccer balls was indeed what I was thinking. Thank you so much for joining in. Any more crackers and cheese and oranges and pears left? Please pass them on to me as well. Thank you for joining in Storytime. Soraya and Sharon Lungo sending you love out here in Oakland. Thank you for joining in Storytime indeed, and absolutely appreciate you. Erin and Clara, thank you for being here on Storytime indeed. And of course, Tara, thank you for joining us out in beautiful Massachusetts. And I'm glad that you've already gotten your morning out, some time outside, and then you are here for Storytime. And I hope that your day is indeed beautiful. To everybody that is joining in Storytime, Amanda West, sending you love. And of course, Sarah and Nathan, I hope that indeed you do have a lovely day today. This has been Storytime for today. Yes, this is my happy place. Thank you so much for joining in, and I hope that as we go, indeed, this becomes your happy place too. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Tomorrow, we'll be back with another exciting book, Like the Moon Loves the Sky. Please do join in and get to enjoy this one with me tomorrow. Coming to you from Chronicle Books of San Francisco, written by Hannah Khan and illustrations by Safa Khan. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Much love from me, and I will see you again in the morning for more Storytime. Of course, remember, if you miss Storytime, you can always, at your convenience, find us in the archives on Facebook and YouTube, as well as storytime@mrlamada.com. And of course, you can always follow us on Instagram and see what's happening Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in. The Facebook events page has all the stories coming up, so see the rest that is coming this week. And of course, find these books at your local libraries, find them at your local bookstores, support them, and indeed find them where else you find books. Thank you for being here on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.
From the way that I look and think, read me all of the stories. Read me all of the stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Oh, story time. Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to hear him. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to hear him.